cool. Now, just keep your hands off the camera because apparently you can't hold it still. So just follow me a little bit. Okay, so as I said before, distilled water. If you don't want to keep buying distilled water, buy a water filtration system, whether it's a under the sink filter, or if you got a type of faucet to where you can get one of those pure water filters. Those work too. I went and bought myself an under sink water filter to get rid of the chlorine and some of the contaminants that is in the water. I've got a bucket here of sanitizing solution, so I'm going to go ahead and sanitize a couple items that I'm going to be using. So we'll get right at it. Let me take care of that real quick. So a few things you're going to need is when you pitch your yeast in your wort, sometimes they ask you to stir it, so we're going to go ahead and take our paddle and we're going to sanitize that and put it off to the side. We're going to go ahead and sanitize our bucket lid. And then we're going to go ahead and in the airlock, when we sanitize this, we're also going to keep a little bit of sanitizer in there. And that's what it's going to look like. You're going to have a little bit of water on both sides, and you're going to have a positive pressure, and the positive pressure is going to move most of the water to one side, which is fine. As long as you got some type of water in there, that way all the gases can be released without letting oxygen back into your brew, which could negatively affect your fermentation. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to go ahead and put that in there. We're going to set that off to the side. Also, another helpful tip is if you've got a spray bottle, get a spray bottle and put some of your sanitizing solution in that. So if you need to do sanitize something on the spot, like when I pitch my yeast, when I grab a pair of scissors before I cut the yeast packet open, I'll take this and I'll spray the blades of the scissors, so that way we don't run the risk of getting any bad microbes into the beer, causing it to give it skunking your beer and giving it a bad taste. So with that said, we'll go ahead and put that out to the side. One of the things you're going to be using is a thermometer. When you buy a beer kit, it should come with a thermometer. If you don't like using a thermometer like this, what I did is I went and bought a digital thermometer. So if that's going to be a lot easier, you get a quicker read on that. But these are just fine too. And we'll go ahead and we'll sanitize our thermometer, which actually, to be honest, at this point you don't have to sanitize it, because you're going to be using it when you're making your wort, and while everything's in the stock pot and boiling, you're pretty much boiling off all the bad microbes. Another thing you're going to be using here as well is you've got a test tube and a gravity reader. Now, a lot of times I'll forget to do it, but this gravity reader, you use it when you first make your wort, and then when you get ready to transfer your beer from the first stage of fermentation to the second stage of fermentation, you do your gravity reading, and it'll let you know what your ABV is. I'll show you how to do that. Also, there's probably better videos that will have a better description of how to read gravity.